Forget those beautiful oil paintings of grand ships sailing into a golden sunset, because the actual reality of the Age of Discovery was a literal floating nightmare that would make most modern people collapse in less than an hour. When you think of legendary explorers, you probably imagine brave men in clean uniforms staring heroically at the horizon, but if you actually stepped onto a 15th century caravel, the first thing that would hit you isn't the fresh sea breeze. It's the suffocating, overwhelming stench of rotting wood, stagnant bilge water, and dozens of unwashed bodies packed into a space smaller than a modern apartment. These ships were tiny, claustrophobic wooden cages lost in a massive, indifferent ocean. You didn't have a cozy cabin or even a bed. You were lucky to find a damp, hard spot on the deck, shared with rats the size of kittens that were constantly competing with you for the meager rations. Speaking of food, imagine eating hardtack crackers, so infested with weevils that sailors actually preferred to eat in total darkness, just so they wouldn't have to see the black-headed bugs crawling out of their biscuits. Fresh water turned into a green, slimy sludge within weeks, forcing the crew to drink fermented wine or sour beer just to stay hydrated without dying of immediate dysentery. Scurvy was the true silent killer, slowly turning gums into black mush and causing scars from wounds you had 10 years ago to literally break open and bleed as your body's collagen disintegrated. We romanticize these voyages as epic adventures of discovery, but they were actually desperate, terrifying gambles driven by extreme greed and survival, where more than half the crew usually died before seeing land again. Sailors got so hungry they would literally cook the leather strips from their own boots or pay a week's wages for a single rat. The discovery of the world wasn't paved with gold and glory, but with the grit and blood of men who lived in constant terror. If you think you could have survived a month on these ships, tell me your plan in the comments and follow for more history secrets.